every contractor has sort of their own style. And the style that I prefer is honesty and friendliness. And RestoreNow had that in droves. I am James Capozzi. I live in Hanover, Massachusetts. So RestoreNow did exactly what's in their name. They were able to completely restore and fix a lot of issues that happened due to water damage from our AC air handler. We were about to head out on vacation, and I looked over towards the air handler, and it was just a flood of water. It looked like the fail-safe switch did not switch. Overflowed the pan that was underneath the handler, and it just spread everywhere. I started with insurance, so they sent out an adjuster to take a look. And so I asked for some suggestions. And the adjuster, Chris, one of them that he gave us was RestoreNow. The first idea that someone can get from a company is the first person that comes to the door. And so when Ronald came and did an assessment and said, you know, we're gonna write up a proposal, send it to you in writing, you'll have it by the end of the day. I pretty much had it within a couple hours, and he laid out next steps. And mind you, on the first visit, I kind of knew that's who I was going with, just by the way he walked in the door and took control of the situation. But when he came in, you know, his disposition was to disarm the person that obviously is in a stressful moment. He's so great at the job. In fact, halfway through the project, I asked him if he does anything else. I had to get on Ronald for being a workaholic because I kept texting him, and he would respond at 10 at night sometimes. But he said, "Hey, you get off your phone, and I'll get off mine." So, and yeah, he laid out the whole process, and exactly what he laid out is exactly what came to fruition. After that, it was sort of, "Hey, we've got to do drywall, we've got to do some cleaning, we've got to paint. Here's how that's going to go." We had water damage from the attic all the way down to the kitchen. So it spanned 2 floors. So they had to replace some insulation and put some drywall up and then paint exactly back to where it was. But there was also a lighting component. So there was electricity, paint, and drywall. They painted both the bedroom and the guest room the colors that we wanted. There was no questions asked. They installed the ceiling fan that we had that we picked out. And then in the kitchen, I was a little concerned with the paint. That was the one thing I was a little skeptical of. I'm like, I just don't know if they're going to be able to match it to where it looks like nothing happened. But that's what they did. And they even were like, you know, you might notice a little line here or there that, you know, I honestly don't. It looks exactly like it was prior to. It feels like nothing happened. And so that was the goal, was you know, you have this damage, you want to ensure that it gets fixed, but you also want to ensure that it's not like an eyesore going forward. And that's what I feel like they accomplished. I felt like I was annoying them a little bit with my concerns, but again, every time I had one, they were sort of like, yeah, this is totally normal. This is stuff that we deal with all the time. There's nothing that's going to jump in front of us that we haven't seen on this kind of project. So yes, any concern that I had were addressed. My son's room, he had a dartboard up there, so there's holes everywhere, you know, and just by virtue of them painting the whole room, which they didn't have to do, the room looks brand new and fresh, and that dartboard is nowhere to be found now because not a chance anymore of him doing that. He's just a terrible aim, and he won't get better. So no, it's, again, everything was left better than they found it, and that is true for every single room they were in. You know, RestoreNow really allowed us to sort of ease our minds about this is going to get back to normal, and it's going to be quick, and not only quick, but like the right way. So I would say that they're thorough. I would say that they're friendly. I would say that they paid attention to detail. They are stellar at what they do. I'll just give you that. I would recommend RestoreNow to anyone in need. In fact, I already have. You guys don't know me all that well, but I wouldn't be in here doing this if I didn't feel this way about this.